I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We call the meeting to order. Meeting 2021-04 of February 24th, 2021. It's a virtual meeting via Zoom. And in the interest of social distancing and Governor Mills' social distancing limitations, members of the public are strongly encouraged to participate electronically. Let's see. All right, let's go to first order of business is public announcements. Nomination papers for MSAD number 49 school board are available on March 1st, 2021 for the June 8th, 2021 election. Please contact the town clerk for details. Second order of business is public hearings. There are none tonight. Third order of business, public comments, which is limited to 3-minute equivalent to public speaking. Members of the public may email comments for council at info@fairfieldme.com by 4 p.m. day of the meeting on any topic or agenda item. Items may be read aloud at this time. Are there any items?
I did not receive any.
Okay.
Phil, do you have anybody?
I have nothing.
All right. Next, fourth order of business, reports from staff and committees. Town manager report.
All right, so on February 11th, the first Park Marketing Committee met. Major points of discussions were the design and location of a new electronic entrance sign to the park, as well as a partnership with Chimbro to offer virtual building renderings for the various park lots on the First Park website. This is something we've been trying to get developers to do for quite some time.
Yep.
This will allow for a better visual for potential developers to see within the park. Also on the 11th, the General Assembly met that evening for the initial review of the 21-22 budget. There wasn't a quorum for that meeting, but a subsequent electronic vote was taken, so to get that to go forward, there'll be a bigger announcement and official postings when that budget actually gets voted in March. Currently, Fairfield's contribution for next year is approximately $22,744, which is $11,170 less than last year, so that's really good. Last year, we received 60% of our contribution back in revenue, and this year we're projected to receive close to 100% of that, so that's a good thing. February 3rd, the Budget Committee did meet that Saturday and reviewed the 21-22 budget. The review was completed in record time this year. There was only one issue there with which there was a difference with the Council's recommendation, which looks to be an oversight and planned for discussion later on in the meeting. And a big thank you goes out to each of those members for their time on that committee. February 22nd, this past Tuesday, KBCOG Board of Directors met. In the director's announcement, he had stated that they helped facilitate with DECD's grant awards for the COVID funds that went out. They provided us an update that a total of $13.3 million of grant funds went out to 326 unique businesses awarded throughout the KBCOG region. That's an incredible amount of money to our local businesses, so that's a great piece. And then February 24th, which was this morning, SEDC met. Somerset County Tech Center is working on a new welding program that's going to be wonderful for the region for not only high school students but also for adult ed programs. And they're also working on broadband initiatives, they're working on that county-wide. And they also have revolving loan funds available for folks for Somerset County businesses. And that's it for me. Everything else will come up later.
Okay. Any other committee reports? None? Okay. All right. Moving on to the fifth order of business, which is consent agenda. Now, these items are considered routine or standard business and therefore will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests prior to consideration of this portion of the agenda, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered sequentially on the agenda. Item 2123, which is ordered that the town council hereby approves the treasurer's warrant number 51, general fund in the amount of $267,979.46. Now, this is not limited to, but including the new plow truck, the any salt MMEHT motor vehicle, and warrant of the LIBI Library Trust Fund kin to the amount of $1,000. The library trust allocation for year 20/21.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Pass unanimous. Sixth order of business. To take action on the following items of business as read by council chair. Item 2124, ordered that the Fairfield Town Council hereby waives the reading and accepts the minutes for meeting 2021-03 held on February 10th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. Now we move on to ordered that the town council hereby authorizes the town manager and police chief to proceed with the sale and/or trade-in of the police department's 2019 Dodge Ram truck, 2015 Ford SUV, and 2016 Ford SUV, with proceeds to be deposited in the police reserve accounts.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
I had a question, because I know we discussed this at the, our budget meeting, the first of the month.
Yeah.
When I asked the question to Chief Gould, was it on this budget, not the current budget? And I assumed that was going to be the 21-22 budget that we just...
There's a vehicle in that budget as well. We do one every single year.
Yeah, because
And these two are within this year's budget.
okay, because when I asked that question, I didn't know about this one. I asked the question for the current, not the current budget, the budget for 21-22.
I don't even remember what your
Okay,
question was.
all right, I just wanted to make sure, because I don't want to get misskewed saying.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So the capital reserve funds that go in allow us to work on our rotation that we have, which is a new cruiser every year.
Okay.
With a little bit extra left.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? All right, with the motion, all right, all in favor? Opposed? Full count. All right, item 2126. Ordered that the town council hereby authorizes the purchase and outfitting of 2 Dodge Ram 4x4s up to the amount of $66,000 to be expended from the Police Capital Equipment Reserve account and the Police Reserve account equally.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Yes.
Does this amount, Chief, include the money that's needed from Yankee Communications? Is that part of it?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, it does. It includes full setup of one of those vehicles and the purchase price for the 2 others.
Right.
For the 2 vehicles, excuse me, and a setup for 1.
So there are no lights that go on the unmarked car?
There is, the captain and I set that up ourselves. We've done that traditionally to save the funds, and we will reuse the equipment that we have now.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good. Nice to hear that. I'm done.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? All right, yes, Michelle.
I just have one thing to add. One of the reasons why we withdrew the trade-in of the existing truck at the $22,000 is because we do believe we can sell it for more than that. 2 years ago, when we sold our first one, it sold within 45 minutes of being out on the manager's listserv for exactly what we asked for, which was for $23,500. We plan to start a bid process for that using the same kind of mechanism on the manager's listserv and a time frame, so that'll come back to you later on, we'll update you later on once that is sold. That was the reason for the other piece, because with the municipality, it just allowed us the option to be able to take care of that. But we believe we could actually get more than the $22,000 for that truck, so, which will be good.
It will.
Anything else? All in favor? Carries full. All right. All right, now the next order of business is it's a group of quitclaim deeds of people that had taxes that were being foreclosed on and all came in and paid their tax bill, so there's no foreclosure. So what we have to do is we have to sign and issue a quitclaim deed on those specific properties. Now, rather than taking time and going to each one, I'm going to, it's item 21-27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33 on your council report. Now, I would look for a motion to approve to sign the quitclaims on all of those pieces of
I'll
property.
make a motion that we sign the quitclaim deeds.
Okay. Any discussion on this? No, other than the fact that it was very good, these people all came in and paid their tax bill. So we are not foreclosing on any properties this year.
Yeah, that's the best piece, is that you
Yeah.
have no foreclosures from taxes to go out to bid this year.
Exactly.
Nice.
All right, all those in favor? Carries 100% full. Okay, now moving on to the seventh order of business, which is the council workshop and other business. The first on that order is discuss budget for year 21-/22.
Excuse me, John.
Yes.
That last motion being made to do en masse,
Yes.
was it also to approve of all of these that are listed at the same time?
Yes.
Just checking.
Okay. So anyway, we'll move on and discuss budget for year 2021 to 2022.
And this is on here to address the discrepancy that was found in the Budget Committee's review, which the town council had approved at your workshop, the agencies and organizations at all of last year's amounts. However, we missed the fact that the request for Spectrum Generations is actually less than what they had received in this year's budget, and wanting to know whether or not you would like to go with what their actual request is instead of last year's amount, because it is less than what we gave them last year. And this is the only discrepancy throughout the entire budget between the council and the Budget Committee. Everything else was exactly approved as council had presented it. And this, I think, was just even I didn't realize the fact that their request was $617 less than last year.
It's okay with me if we go with the lower amount.
I don't have an issue going with the amount that we gave them last year. We can't provide charity to some deserving folks in our communities, then we're probably not spending our money as wisely as we should.
Because I know they requested less
Yes.
from last year.
They did.
Yeah,
They did. So, and
Yep.
it's, what it is that it's important because of how it has to be listed on the warrant and everything going forward. So what I needed you to decide this evening whether or not, okay, so their original request was for $4,173. Last year, they received $4,790. So I need to know whether you want to go with your original approved piece, because remember, it was your workshop, there was no actual official motions done. You actually officially approved this budget when you approved the warrant and everything going forward. So we just need to know where you stand, whether the council wishes to do $4,790 or $4,173.
because I think we should honor what they request this year. Because they came out saying we need less money. I think we should honor that.
Yeah, I would look to accept the motion that we give them the money that they have requested this year.
I respectfully disagree, but that's okay.
I make a motion, we accept the money,
Okay,
what they requested this year.
okay.
And I'll second that.
Now we go into more discussion. All right, go ahead, Michael.
I feel it's a worthy organization that does a lot for our communities, and the difference of $600, if that's going to break the town, then we're in very bad financial situation here. So, but that's just my opinion as it be.
Yep. I mean, myself, having spent a good number of years on their board of directors, I know what they do. They do considerable amount of work, a lot more than we probably see here.
No, yeah, just because
Just the Meals on Wheels and stuff like that, you know, that's,
My feeling is that we would, to me, we had agreed at the meeting to keep everything at last year's amount. However, with that discrepancy of that $600, I think that we should honor what they have requested. And I think it's nice to be kind-hearted, but considering all the other people that have asked in the past, I wouldn't want this to make precedents for anything in the future. So, I'm okay giving them what they have asked for. I respectfully
So if they ask for
disagree.
more next year, we're good with that too.
I'm going by what they wrote on the paper.
yep, absolutely.
That was their
That logic
request.
does dictate if they ask for more next year, that we would give it to them.
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but it's what was written
They could
on
ask,
the
be asked
paper.
less,
Theoretically, they could.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
So-
could ask for more.
but we should honor just what the request was.
We should.
We should do that for all of them then.
However, we made the decision this year to give what was given last year.
Yes, we did. And last year was more than this year. But we did make the decision to give what we gave last year.
And I just as soon keep the money in the town.
It does end up there, but okay.
Yeah, and the other situation is too, on this, just this one thing here, is would put us with 100% in agreement with the budget committee on everything on the budget.
Yes, it would. You have a motion and a second.
Yeah, I know. Still waiting for more?
I said my
Input.
piece.
I'm done.
Anybody else? All right. Then I will call for a vote on the motion that is on the floor, that we readjust our budget and give Spectrum Generation what they have asked for. All those in favor? All those opposed? One opposed.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then there's just a couple other items with regards to your budget.
Yep.
So on the February 18th, last week, we received word that the governor did sign an executive order that reinstates all of the provisions, excuse me, that allows us to align our election with the other election that's in June, so our town meeting piece, that allows us to override the charter. That was actually done last week, so we have all of that we need for you. So the plan at this point is to put all of these documentation together, so your budget, the budget mailer, all the various different things for calling the election, and put that together for you for your next meeting, so that'll be the 10th of March, as a referendum vote on June 8th, and all of those pieces done, and then you'll actually officially vote that then. But we have everything we need to be able to do that and do that completely legally, so.
Situation for town meeting would be zoomed, or?
No, it would be a referendum election,
Just
just
like
like
last
it
year.
was last
So we
July.
didn't do any town meeting zooming thing last year?
What we did last year,
Right.
though, was a public hearing.
Public hearing.
And we did a
Are we
public
still
hearing
going to
via
do that?
Zoom that folks could ask questions about the budget, and we'll
Yeah.
still do that.
Okay.
We'll still have that, and we'll also advertise the opportunity to folks to ask questions in writing. We'll be able to address them during the public hearing if they can't attend. And usually, and what we did last year, if anybody sent any questions in writing, we actually physically wrote back to them, so they had their answer before the meeting actually came, but we read them. I think there might have been one or two that came up about the budget ahead of time in writing. So we make every opportunity we can for folks to be able to still participate in that process and have that conversation, because that is the piece that you do miss by not having an on-the-floor open town meeting. But this has been a pretty big subject of debate throughout the entire state, and that, town meeting is a very large institution in the state of Maine. However, due to the pandemic and also the availabilities of technology, they are finding that it is going by the wayside simply because of the fact that you have the better opportunity for folks to be able to participate. Normally, we're lucky to have 50 people at town meeting, maybe 60. And what did we count? There was over 1,000 people that participated last year in town meeting. It was well over 1,000 people that voted last July on the
Yep.
town meeting budget.
Right.
So you had a much larger portion of your population that participated in the actual budget.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay?
All right. Number 2, discuss the annual town report and council picture.
You've already done your dedication. So normally,
Yes.
there's a picture of the town council collectively in the town report, but of course, with social distancing, that's not quite plausible. We have had done and we don't currently have an up-to-date full council picture on our website either, but we've discussed things such as individual photos that we can put together in like a pic collage. We can try to do a group photo out in the parking lot with the possibility of the police department with a drone so that it's up and it's aerial. And then you're socially distanced, and how you wanted to handle that, whether you guys want to just submit photos to us, or we just forego the photo altogether. There's nothing that says you have to have a photo of the town council. It's just nice that people know who you are.
It
what you look like.
is, yes.
Which a headshot would be just fine.
Yep, and if you have one, you can just email it to us, and we can just use that. And that's,
There's one on the website already.
and if you already have one on the website, and you don't care that we use the old one that we have, then we will use that as well, if we still have those, and if we don't have them, we'll let you know.
I
If
think it's Mark that's the only one that.
Mark's the only one that we don't have one for, you think?
It's on the website.
I stole one from his social media presence.
Perfect.
I snipped it, I asked him, I asked him if it was all right, and
That's
it-
fine. So
when
we
he,
applied.
last summer I asked if it would be all right if I captured one of his photos.
I think we should get you all to send us copies
You
of
know,
the senior pictures.
some of these are cropped, and take a
See if
look.
people can match
yeah.
them up.
Take a look what's on there, and if you'd like to improve it, send us a photo.
And then also, any ideas about the cover? You have any ideas about the cover and what we should put on the cover this year? Would be greatly appreciated.
Something with the town of Fairfield on it.
Well, obviously. We do have some wonderful aerial photos that the police chief took last year with the drone at wintertime. We have some really great ones. Yeah, and we do have one of portions of Mill Island and the river and looking up through and then also looking in this direction. So we do have some good aerial photos of that. They are in winter, but that's fine.
What about the walking bridge? A friend of mine posted, it was from the early 1900s, and she did it on Facebook, and it came up. And that's a really nice picture of the original walking bridge.
I don't know who
I'll-
has the photo.
I don't know, because she shared it, but I don't know
Right.
where it
Yeah, it should
came
be a
from.
historical picture of Fairfield.
Maybe the Historical
Is-
Society actually has it, or if it's somewhere that we could access it, because we have to make sure there's no copyright
I
infringement.
expect the Historical Society
Probably
has a
does.
picture.
Send it to me and we'll research it.
I'll try to send it to you.
Okay. We'll see what we
Okay.
I will see what I can do.
Okay, we'll work on ideas
But
for
that
that.
would be nice.
Usually that's the last, every year we think we should have a town report cover photo competition with age groups or something. Right.
Okay.
In the town report, the actual council,
What?
the council's report, is there anything they want included in that?
Oh, yeah, and then the council's town report that goes in the town report. Is there anything in particular you want to make sure I highlight, or if you think of anything in particular you want to make sure we've highlighted, or, be thinking of that, because that will be on for your review at your next meeting as well. Your actual report that goes in the town report.
Economic growth, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see there's a bunch of Main Street for sale.
There is.
Main Street, whereabouts?
The
The old Don,
electricians' union hall is for sale.
Really?
the old ticket town there, that's for sale.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's been for sale for quite a while.
And then, is it Donley's, the old Donley's building there, that just the other side of the creamery, the old,
I
I
don't
didn't
think,
know that was for sale.
no, I don't think he's put that up yet.
oh, that one's, it's not the one? No,
The Creamery, that's Meridian's.
Meridians.
no,
And the other one is,
the old,
yeah, but I don't think it's
Richard
up.
Sears family.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's,
think
that-
right.
I didn't realize
And
that one was
I don't think he's put that up for sale.
And if it is, it just recently happened, because I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah.
What about the Elliott House, the yellow houses?
That actually belongs to the town.
And what are we going to do with it?
The thought with that was we took it during a foreclosure, and nobody bid on it, it was from a bank, was to turn it into parking, and to be able to expand parking if they ever did anything at the creamery.
Right.
And the folks that own the creamery building were potentially interested in having it themselves, so it's been held on to for economic development purposes.
Yeah, we were.
It dropped off really sharply in the back, but we have gone in and secured the building and all of that.
Right.
so.
If you remember,
Posted, no trespass.
yeah, on the Economic Development Committee, we had talked about that many years ago, and taking that, making that whole lot, and putting a bridge across over to Mill Island, and even putting, some other stuff there, and things like that we had talked about, but that's why we foreclosed on that and took it.
A lot of development in conversation 2 years ago for that entire stretch of Main Street.
Yeah,
And the individual that was looking at doing a lot of that kind of pumped the brakes on it for a while. But there's a rumor that it's coming back, and coming back with the financing that it needs to make it happen.
Wow.
But I'm not sure. And I know that the Growth Council has had a few conversations with folks regarding the building on the end that belongs to the electricians union. So there's folks that are interested in that.
Good. Maybe at some point, as a council, we should have a conversation about the walking bridge. It was recommended by Kevin Violet and the Planning Committee that we pursue it. So maybe what we need to do is have a talk about it, a conversation, and see where we want to go. Because it's one of those loose ends that just keeps dangling.
well, we shot it down once, I suppose we can shoot it down again.
Well, I think we need to take a look at it and do a cost analysis and
Yeah,
see what
just
it's going to
determine, too,
involve.
what we're gonna do with Mill Island too, with that survey.
Right, with the survey.
yeah.
And at our next meeting, we'll have results to present to you on the survey. You'll all get the numbers,
right.
so.
Okay, that'll be good.
But I think down the line, we need to have a conversation about that walking bridge.
Yeah, because it's a part of the walking trail too, which could be,
Right, yeah.
yep.
I think it's more than just a bridge, but like you said, John, it's part of the trail.
All right, anything else? All right, being none, we'll move on to the third discussion, which would be discuss comprehensive plan review report.
All right, here it is. In 2020, we went through the comprehensive plan, goal by goal. So you've got the overall goal, then you have the objectives written under it on the left-hand column. The middle column is the strengths that we had talked about. And then the areas of needs or future focus is what is in the right-hand column. And overall, where you see the blanks is basically areas of concern. And the biggest ones, if you go to the last page 5, and it's agriculture and forestry. That whole section needs to be reviewed when it comes time because of things that have been happening out in the center with PFAS and exactly where do we want to go with agriculture and/or forestry. The best area that we've done is financial resources, the networking, public services are a great big plus, and another need would have been on page 3 for more housing, and economic stability is constantly improving, so we want to keep that arrow going up. But anyways, there's the report.
Very
It
nice.
will be used for grant writing purposes, and hopefully we can get more grants, and because there are definite needs, areas of needs.
Yeah.
Do you want to add to the housing where we discussed, and you actually did the feasibility study for housing on the town farm property? But
That
using the
was
town
not
farm property for
included.
Housing,
Yeah, I'll add that.
just simply because of the fact that if we all fall off the face of the earth, people should remember that you guys actually did that feasibility study for housing up there.
Yeah, that's an oversight on my part, I'm sorry.
Well, and I missed it too when I first read through it, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I will send you an updated version.
Any other questions or ideas or whatever?
Fantastic work on that. Thank you, Secretary.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael, thank you.
And this is going to be very, very helpful when it does come time to redo the comprehensive plan.
Yep.
This will be a major strength to that process, so I think it was very good on the council's part to take that on. It was a good job.
Makes for shorter meetings now.
Yeah. Good point.
It'll make for shorter meetings later, too.
All right. Anything else? All right, moving on to the next one would be other council business, and we'll start with Stephanie.
The only thing I have is our branding and actually what it is. And I was reading an article in Town and Country, I didn't bring it with me, and it's on branding. And right now, we are a business-friendly community. We're also called the Crossroads. So.
Which we are.
Which we are, and.
You got 16,000 cars that go through the town every day. Wow.
Yep, and I'm thinking maybe we need to do more with our branding, and part of that was the thing that happened in Lewiston, where they've got a new logo, I don't know if you saw it on the news.
No.
And how do we promote ourselves? And I think we need to really put that somewhere. If it's the Crossroads logo, then we should be putting it on the website where people can actually see it, because it says a lot with just the words Crossroads. And maybe it's something that we could strive to achieve in 2021, is to do more with our branding. And because economically, that arrow's going up, so maybe we can do more in other areas of our town, so.
There's a lot of pieces that can be done with that, and it is true. Using things consistently, right down to making sure that everybody uses the same exact font. You know, it can make a big, big difference in recognizable promotions when you put stuff out there.
Yep.
And it's a good point. I saw the same thing about what Lewiston was doing. And
And I'm going to bring it
It's made a
up
big
at the
difference.
Economic Committee, too.
Yep, no, and that's the perfect group to try to work on some of that stuff where they think, because branding and marketing go pretty well hand in hand, and that's kind of the perfect group in which could help with pinpoint some of those locations where that could be improved.
Yep, and any mail that goes out, flyers, we should have Crossroads on there, too.
I actually think it is on our letterhead.
Is it on the
I'd
letterhead?
have to check, but I think it is on our letterhead.
Been a while since I've seen the
Well-
letterhead.
There is some consistency that was done with the town's letterhead and our seals and all of that, and it was done it was done prior to my arrival, but not that long ago.
Because Crossroads is new.
No,
There was a logo that actually we took out before you arrived, where business and something meet together. There was a quote, and that has been phased out. That's not to say it can't be phased back
we
in.
can put it back in, because that's how we named the television station,
Yeah.
was because of all of that.
Yeah.
It pulled from
It-
that
yeah.
tagline.
It's on the blue sign down in the middle of town.
I was
Yeah,
going
it's
to
on
say
the blue
that.
side. Thank you, Chad. Yep,
Yep.
very good.
I'm done.
I'm good.
Michael? I'm good.
I'm good.
Peter? Mark? Okay. All right, so the next regular meeting of the Fairfield Town Council will be on Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, to be held as a hybrid meeting via Zoom, council chambers at 6:30 PM. And now, at this time, we will recess so we can sign all the documents required the signature of the council members, meaning a few quitclaim deeds.
And 2 warrants.
We are now in recess.
Motion and a second.
Motion, sorry.
So moved.
Second.